Ford Mustang. The Mustang is a two-door sports car that became the defining example of what people call a pony car, a compact vehicle with a long hood and sporty styling built for everyday drivers who wanted performance without paying for a full-size sports car. It was introduced in 1964 at the New York World's Fair and became an immediate sensation, selling over 1 million units within its first 2 years on sale. The idea came from Ford executive Lee Iacocca, who wanted a youthful, affordable car to appeal to the growing number of young buyers entering the market after World War II. Over the decades, the Mustang has gone through many transformations, from muscular V8 performance versions to more efficient four-cylinder models, and today it remains one of the few classic American nameplates still in production, now available in both gasoline and fully electric form as the Mustang Mach-E. Ford F-Series. The F-Series is Ford's full lineup of pickup trucks, ranging from light-duty models used for daily driving to heavy-duty versions built for serious commercial work like towing large trailers or hauling equipment. It began in 1948 when Ford introduced its first dedicated truck lineup separate from car-based designs, aiming to serve farmers, tradespeople, and businesses that needed dependable transportation. The most popular entry in the lineup is the F-150, but the family also includes larger models such as the F-250 and F-350 for heavier-duty tasks. The F-Series has held the title of best-selling vehicle in the United States for decades, a reflection of how deeply trucks are woven into American work and lifestyle culture. Over time, Ford has modernized the lineup with aluminum bodies, advanced towing technology, and even an electric version, showing how the F-Series continues to evolve while remaining the backbone of the brand. Ford Explorer. The Explorer is a mid-size sport utility vehicle designed to offer families more space, higher ground clearance, and available all-wheel drive compared to a traditional sedan. It was launched in 1990 as a replacement for the smaller Bronco 2, and it arrived just as consumer interest in SUVs was beginning to grow rapidly across America. The Explorer helped popularize the modern SUV format, blending truck-like capability with car-like comfort for daily driving. Its success encouraged many other manufacturers to develop similar vehicles throughout the 1990s. Despite some early controversy involving tire safety issues, the Explorer maintained strong sales and evolved through several generations, eventually shifting to a rear-wheel drive platform shared with other Ford vehicles for improved handling. Today it remains one of Ford's most important SUV offerings, continuing to serve as a practical choice for families needing space and versatility. Ford Focus. The Focus is a compact car designed primarily for efficient, affordable daily transportation, appealing to buyers who want practicality over size or power. It was introduced in 1998 as a global replacement for the aging Escort, developed under a strategy Ford called its World Car Initiative, meaning the same basic vehicle would be sold with minor variations across different international markets. The Focus quickly earned praise for its handling and modern design, setting new standards for small cars during its early years. It became especially popular in Europe, where compact vehicles are in higher demand due to fuel prices and narrower roads. In the United States, the Focus served as an entry-level option for younger or budget-conscious buyers. Although Ford discontinued the Focus in North America in 2018 to focus on trucks and SUVs, it remains in production in other parts of the world. Ford Fiesta. The Fiesta is a subcompact car built for city driving, known for its small size, affordability, and nimble handling. It was first introduced in 1976, developed largely in Europe, where Ford needed a smaller vehicle to compete with rising fuel costs following the oil crises of the 1970s. The name itself reflects Ford's practice of giving international flair to smaller cars aimed at broader global markets. The Fiesta became especially successful in the United Kingdom, where it remained one of the best-selling cars for many years. It also found moderate success in the United States, particularly among younger drivers seeking an economical first car. Ford eventually ended Fiesta production in 2023 as part of a broader shift away from small cars in favor of SUVs and electric vehicles, closing out a nameplate that had represented compact, efficient motoring for nearly 5 decades. Ford Escape. The Escape is a compact crossover SUV designed to combine the practicality of an SUV with the fuel efficiency and easier handling of a smaller vehicle. It debuted in 2000, arriving at a time when car buyers were increasingly drawn to SUVs, but still wanted something more manageable than larger models like the Explorer. The Escape was one of the first vehicles in its class to offer a hybrid powertrain option, introduced in 2004, making it an early example of eco-friendly SUV technology. This positioned Ford as a forward-thinking option among compact crossover buyers. Over the years, the Escape has been updated with modern styling, improved technology, and additional hybrid or plug-in hybrid variants. It continues to serve as one of Ford's most accessible SUVs, appealing to buyers who want everyday versatility without the size or cost of larger models. Ford Bronco. The Bronco is a rugged off-road SUV built for adventure driving, known for its boxy design and strong four-wheel drive capability. It was first introduced in 1966 to compete directly with vehicles like the Jeep CJ5, aiming to give Ford a foothold in the growing off-road recreation market. Early Bronco models became popular among outdoor enthusiasts and were even used in desert racing competitions. Ford discontinued the Bronco in 1996 as SUV trends shifted toward more comfortable, road-focused vehicles like the Explorer. However, due to strong nostalgia and demand for rugged off-roaders, Ford revived the Bronco in 2021 with a modern design that still honored its classic boxy styling. The new Bronco quickly gained a loyal following, competing directly with the Jeep Wrangler and re-establishing Ford's presence in the off-road vehicle segment. Ford Ranger. The Ranger is a mid-size pickup truck designed for buyers who want truck capability without the size or cost of a full-size model like the F-150. It was introduced in 1983 as Ford's own compact truck, replacing the Ford Courier, which had actually been a rebadged Mazda import. The Ranger allowed Ford to have full control over design and manufacturing for a smaller truck aimed at both work and personal use. It became especially popular among first-time truck buyers and those needing a practical vehicle for light hauling. Ford paused Ranger production in North America in 2011 as attention shifted toward larger trucks, but reintroduced it in 2019 due to renewed consumer interest in mid-sized trucks. Today, the Ranger competes with vehicles like the Toyota Tacoma and Chevrolet Colorado, filling the gap between compact cars and full-size pickups. Ford Taurus. The Taurus is a mid-size sedan that played a major role in modernizing American car design during the 1980s. It was introduced in 1985 with an aerodynamic, rounded shape that was highly unconventional at the time, when most American sedans still had boxy, angular styling. This bold design approach helped the Taurus become one of the best-selling cars in America for several years, proving that consumers were ready for more modern aesthetics. It also introduced various technological and safety features that were advanced for its era. The Taurus became a staple for families, rental fleets, and everyday commuters throughout the following decades. Although its popularity declined as SUVs became more dominant, Ford continued producing the Taurus in various forms until ending it in the United States in 2019, marking the close of one of the brand's most historically influential sedans. Ford Escort. The Escort is a compact car that served as one of Ford's most important small vehicles for both European and American markets. It was first introduced in Europe in 1968, aimed at buyers who wanted an affordable, practical car for daily use rather than performance or luxury. The Escort became especially popular in motorsport circles, competing successfully in rally racing throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Its success on the rally stage helped strengthen Ford's reputation for durable, competent engineering in smaller vehicles. In the United States, a separate version of the Escort was introduced in 1980, sharing the name but differing in design and mechanical details. The Escort eventually gave way to the Focus in most markets by the late 1990s, but it remains remembered as a foundational model that helped shape Ford's approach to compact car design. Ford GT. The GT is a high-performance supercar built to showcase Ford's engineering and racing capabilities rather than serve as an everyday vehicle. Its origins trace back to the 1960s Ford GT40, a race car developed specifically to compete against Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, a rivalry driven partly by a failed business deal between the two companies. The GT40 achieved historic success, winning Le Mans multiple times and cementing Ford's name in international racing history. Decades later, Ford revived the design as the modern Ford GT, first in 2005 as a tribute to the original, and again in 2016 with an entirely new carbon fiber-bodied version. This modern GT returned to Le Mans and won its class in 2016, closely mirroring the achievements of its predecessor. The GT remains a limited production halo car meant to demonstrate Ford's performance engineering rather than generate high sales volume. Ford Thunderbird. The Thunderbird is a personal luxury car that combines style and comfort rather than raw performance, aimed at buyers who wanted an elegant, distinctive vehicle for personal enjoyment. It was introduced in 1955 as Ford's response to the two-seat Chevrolet Corvette, though the Thunderbird quickly took its own direction by emphasizing comfort and refinement over outright sportiness. This shift helped define an entirely new category of American vehicle known as the personal luxury car. The Thunderbird went through many transformations over the decades, at times becoming larger and more comfort-focused, and at other times returning to a smaller, sportier two-seat format. It remained a symbol of stylish, aspirational driving for much of the 20th century. Ford discontinued the Thunderbird in 1997, briefly revived it in the early 2000s with a retro-inspired design, and finally ended production again in 2005, closing the chapter on one of its most iconic nameplates.